I'm ready if you're ready.
I am here today with the wonderful, beautiful Emily Johnson from Athens, Ohio, where I happen to live. And she is a wonderful, fabulous, badass businesswoman. And she owns Tavolino Restaurant, which if you're ever in the Athens area, you have to check it out. She makes everything from scratch. We'll get into that. But thank you so much for being here today, Emily.
Yeah, this is awesome.
So I live in Athens, and I met Emily. I met you probably 3 years ago ish,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. So do you want to tell like how we met and like how that was part of your journey into getting Tavolino?
Oh man. Okay, so I think you were one of the people with the Kickstarter thing, weren't you? I thought so. Okay. Well, funny story. I signed a lease for this space, and when the guy that was here before me started hauling out all of the equipment, I thought it came with it, like the stove and the fridge, and I hadn't planned for those thousands of dollars. So I had to do a Kickstarter campaign to help raise the funds because it was totally unplanned. Because, I was not thinking about that. And so the community kind of just really, came together and helped. I mean, I wouldn't be here without the community. I always talk about how important it is that they've supported me through all of this. And literally, I would not be here without everybody helping out, when I've made massive mistakes like that. Or it's a funny story now, but it's absolutely ridiculous.
Well, I mean, that's kind of, if you're buying a house, you assume that the fridge is going to be there
Right.
when you move in. So, but speaking of community, that's like the amazing thing about Athens and where we live is that like we come together, and we are one of the poorest, communities and areas in the nation. But we rally for each other. Like if there's someone good.
I think we really give the most. You see people around you that have less than you, and even if you don't have a lot, people just give and give and give because they know what it's like to be without. And I'm talking more, the being without is not in regards to my business, but like, that's just how we do here, and that's how the entire community is. It's amazing.
Yeah. So you started doing this free lunch giveaway on Tuesdays, which is just like, Emily, that's incredidible because you're a business owner, like a new business owner, your Tavolino's been open for maybe 3 years. Yeah. So that's still a new business. And so like you're struggling through this COVID thing, but like you didn't turn it into like, woe is me. You turned it into like, whoa, let's like help the community. Like, and so you started doing this free lunch giveaway on Tuesdays. What's that? Can you tell us a little bit about how you started that?
Well, we just did our 41st week, by the way. And really, I just, if you look at cost of things, when you're making everything from scratch, it costs a lot less than when you're buying prepackaged product to utilize in the business. And so, coming from a large family too, it's not that much more money to add extra servings if you're making the same thing, So I was just like, well, I can foot this bill. It's not going to make or break me as far as making it or not. If I make it, I make it. And I was doing okay. My business model's really different than a lot of places. And I still haven't paid myself yet, but that's another thing entirely. It's okay. I'm hanging in there, and I'm hanging in there probably better than a lot of places, regretfully. I think about that sometimes, about how some of the businesses must be suffering because they do have an entire huge staff and a completely different business model, larger overhead, all of that. So, because I was doing okay, there are so many people, individuals who are not doing okay. And we were already doing the Soup on Hold program. We were already doing, you know, if you need something, you come in here and you tell me, and I will make sure you have it, because it's important. We all need to take care of each other. And I've been on the receiving end of that sometimes. You know, through my life, I've been on the receiving end of that. So I love that I have the ability to do it, and it's doing the same things that I'm doing anyway. And the profit margin on lunch really isn't that great. So I'm not missing out on a lot of profits anyway, just by switching to that. So it's fine. And it's honestly my favorite day of the week. It's very fulfilling in the sense that I get to see a lot of people, and I get to see my regulars and make sure that they're doing okay from week to week. I get to see new people that might not have come here before. And I get to see that with my own two eyes each week that people are doing all right. I mean, maybe not great because this is all hard, you know, but I get to be the giver of all these gifts from other people. I've had donations from around the country. As of today, just from doing the show almost 2 weeks ago, I've received like $10,000 in donations from around the country. And, you know, we're going to utilize that. I'm actually intending to keep enough to sustain the whole Tuesday lunch thing, because it's not going anywhere. We're going to keep doing it forever. But I also am utilizing any excess this month in January, because it needs poured into the community right now. January's hard for everyone normally. It's really hard this year. It's really hard. It's gotten harder throughout the course of the pandemic, and people are suffering. And so we're just going to be putting gift certificates in all the free lunches. I'm just going to pick a Tuesday and put them in. If it works out well, we'll pick another Tuesday, put them in, you know, because getting the money that people have sent to help out there is the most important thing right now. So we're going to do that.
That's it. I mean, so just random people saw you. So you were asked to be on Fox News 2 weeks ago to talk about everything. And that's, I mean, I had people reach out to me. So I grew up in New Jersey, and I had people reach out to me. So I'm constantly talking about like Tavolino, right? Like, or like any, you know, this, anytime like my mom comes to town, I'm like, we're getting Tavolino. My friends come in, we get takeout Tavolino, and we have wine night at the house, you know? So I'm constantly talking about it. So I had a couple of friends text me that like, they were like, wait, is this like your Tavolino? And I was like, well, like it's Emily's Tavolino, but I will totally claim it in this scenario.
It's everybody's Tavolino. Well, that's what it means. It's little table. We're all at this little table together, you know?
Yep. There's room for everybody.
Yep.
So how did they reach out to you to do that interview?
The weirdest thing, like a week and a half before, I get an email randomly. This person says, oh, hey, would you be interested in doing this? And I'm like, what? This can't be real.
Right.
So I'm like Google searching this lady's name and like Fox News and the people she mentioned in it. And I was like, okay. How did you find me? She's like, a lot of research. And then she starts throwing stuff at me like, this is how we're going to do, this is when we're going to do it. You know, this is who's going to reach out to you next and all of that. And I was like, this is real. This is weird.
But like, how exciting. It's like all of your like hard work and culmination. It's like people need, especially right now. I mean, that's my whole goal for this magazine is people need good news right now. Yeah. And like what better joy than like knowing that like, and there's a difference. My mom and I were talking about this recently. There's a difference between happiness and joy. Mm-hmm. Happiness is like a fleeting feeling that's like not always going to be there, but like you're bringing actual joy, and joy is a consistent thing. And that's just so lovely.
It's not just what I'm giving out though. I get so much joy just having this restaurant, like getting to see everybody, getting to be a bigger part of the community. I always wanted that, and now I have the means to do so, you know, and that brings me so much joy. And so it's a give and take, you know, everybody, you know, maybe I get to give out some joy to others, but like I get so much in return, and I love it here.
Oh, I mean, it's the best. And my picture is on the wall. So if you look behind Emily.
Oh, no, wait, is it? Oh,
it was at some point. It's not up there right now.
Yes, it's over. It's down farther. The one of you and I together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you look behind Emily, she has this, like, even just like right now looking behind you, like there's history, there's smiles, there's just people enjoying themselves both at your restaurant and outside of it. Just people that mean so much, that your place is just, it's family. And that's just such a great, wonderful thing. And so you also do, I wanted to talk about your Thanksgiving that you do.
Oh, yeah.
Can you
that one? You might make me cry on that one. So this was our third year doing Thanksgiving. It's just a community Thanksgiving. My family does it earlier in the day, like around lunchtime. And so I know a lot of businesses are closed for Thanksgiving, the evening, the dinner time, you know. And it's important, you know, I don't need that time. And my family, some of them come in and help me with it. So it's still time together, you know, and it's important to me because it's so cool. And this year we didn't get to do the same. People will come in and we'll push all the tables together. So we have large tables, you know, and I was really nervous the first year of whether people would be weird about sitting near each other. And it's common in cities all the time in restaurants to like sit right next to somebody you don't know because you've got your own little space there. And that's all that there is little tiny spaces, you know, to fit in. And, but oh my gosh, it was magical. By the end of the first time that we did it, people that didn't know each other were sitting there next to each other, laughing and talking. The dining room was like a roar of people. You couldn't hear the music anymore. Everybody was laughing and having a great time. I had people come up and ask for seconds, and I love that. Like, it is just like home, you know? And I had looked forward to that for the next year, and it was wonderful, and it was even bigger than it was the first year. And then this year, it was really hard. We did carry out. We served 100 meals, which is awesome. Our community, again, my friend Sarah, she is the director of Hillel, the Jewish Community Center.
Yeah.
I think that's what it's called, is the community center. And she did a fundraiser on GoFundMe for the community meal. And there was over $3,000 in donations for that. And we ended up serving full Thanksgiving dinner to 100 people, which was also awesome because it's not just the people in need, but people that, you know, you're not supposed to go and, you know, be with your family. You're not supposed to share households right now. And if there's just a couple at home, especially older couples, you know, that their kids are adults and have their own families away from them and they're not seeing their families, you know, and who is cooking a whole Thanksgiving dinner for 2 people, you know?
Right.
So, you know, just let me do it. It's for everybody. And I had people call and ask about it. And I did. It's for everybody. It's for everyone. It's for the entire community so that everybody can feel that community, you know? And the thing that I struggled with was that it had to be carry out. And I know some of the people that have been here over the years, they don't have a place to take it to eat it. And I struggled a lot with not seeing everybody and not getting that nice, you know, community feel, but at the same time, like knowing that it was freezing and horrible out and knowing that those people didn't have somewhere to go and sit and eat that, you know. And I held off on announcing how we were doing things until kind of the last minute because I kept hoping it would be different, or that I would be able to figure out a way to do it. And there wasn't. I mean, we haven't had our doors open since March because, you know, it's a very small space, and my whole family's high risk, including myself. And I know a lot of my customers are high risk, and I'm not creating an opportunity for everyone to be, you know, skirting that line of what's going to put them in danger. Mm-hmm. So it wasn't really an option to figure out anything other than carry out, you know, and that it weighed heavily on me because, you know, people need that community just as much as they need that food. Mm-hmm. You know, so
I know we need to get Joe Burrow connected with you to build like a Joe Burrow, Emily Johnson community center, that it's just a hall for people that need a warm space to go to. We'll reach out to him. We'll reach out to Barstool. We'll get you.
Oh,
because like everything you're doing is just so wonderful, and you're, again, just what this community needs. And it's nice that, like, because this has always been here in Athens, right? There's always been this wonderful community, but sometimes there's not a voice to like let other people know. So like, it's just so refreshing that, like, I don't know, there's just a nice, safe place in the community to go with somebody that's always going to have their doors open to help and be there and just feed the community your delicious pasta. So Emily, can you tell us, do you have a website or an Instagram that people could check out your restaurant?
I do Facebook and Instagram. I did have a website. I don't know technology at all. To be quite honest, my daughter manages my Instagram page because I don't know how to do that either. But she just posts what I'm posting on Facebook. And then, you know, she asks me if anybody has any questions, what to respond with. Yeah, so we have that. We have email. If anybody wants to contact me, they can call. I'm here literally all the time. But yeah, Instagram, I think it's Tavolino Athens.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, thank you so much, Emily. And it's always fun talking to you. And I just really appreciate you coming on here with me.
Thank you very much. And I love that I got to see you.
I know. I miss those hugs. Like, look at the picture. We miss it, but you're not going anywhere. And I'll see you in person soon.
Yes.
All right. Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
You're the brightest